If we are asked to disperse here today, we're going to try and head down F Street and regroup on the corner of F Street and 15th Street. Hasn't happened before, but just in case, we all will have a plan to get over to another space. Contingency plan. Awesome. And if we do see any buses or vans rolling by, I just want to, set this out. If we want to maybe start chanting, "You are not alone," just to let anybody know in there that they're not alone in this struggle, and we're all here with them. I think that will be a really powerful thing. All right, I'm going to pass it off. I believe we have a Know Your Rights training starting up, which will explain what to do if ICE shows up in your workplace to be able to protect your union brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you, Milo. Woo! Give it up for Milo. Woo! Give it up for IAM. Give it up for Taco Migrante. Hello, everyone. My name is Geneseo. I'm here representing the International Migrants Alliance, as well as Tango Migrante, which Ima is a convener of, and both of those organizations are really here to fight today for Max, our union brother who is detained, Lelo, who is another migrant who's been wrongfully detained. We're really here because we know that this is wrong. We know that these are fascist attacks against our, not only migrants, but also our labor brethren, right? Okay, yep. So I'm gonna provide a brief Know Your Rights training. This is by no means comprehensive, but just some pointers to really ensure that we know what our rights are, right? We know that ICE doesn't care about legal process. They don't care about what our rights are. But when we know our rights, we know when they're being violated, right? That's right. Yeah. Okay. And so there's a long history of workers and labor unions really having to protect their brethren, right? Even today, the president of SEIU California, David Huerta, was wrongfully detained while he was observing a raid in the workplace, right? Are we gonna put up with that? No! Right. Okay. So the first right, most of these are constitutional rights, okay? So it does not matter what your legal status is, okay? So the first one is you have the right to remain silent. If ICE comes to your workplace and if ICE starts asking you or your co-workers, whatever, questions, you have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer any of their questions, but you do have to say, I am invoking the right to remain silent, okay? Because if you don't say that, they could say that you're obstructing their processes. You know, they could twist the truth because they like to do that. They're liars. Okay? And so you have the right to refuse entry and search of a private property. This is where our business owners, our property owners really have to know their rights. ICE does not have the right to enter any private property without a judicial warrant signed by a judge, okay? So every workplace should have a process with business owners and property owners included, right? We need correct signage. We need to make sure that ICE knows what parts of your workplace are private property, okay? Because they could be trespassing, right? They can't just act lawless, okay? They may not recognize the law, but we're gonna know it, okay? So correct signage. There should be processes for folks to call the business owners, property owners when ICE arrives. Because the business owner has the right to ask, I want to see your warrant. I want to see your judicial warrant signed by a judge. And it has to match the correct address of the workplace. So if we're here and the address is for someplace in Seattle, you can't come in here. You're trespassing. I'm going to call the police on you. Okay? And again, ICE may not care about their rights, but we do, and we're gonna call them out when they violate our rights, right?
That's right.
Okay. And you have the right to refuse to sign anything, right? You don't have to sign anything. You should remind your coworkers if they come in and they're asking you to sign something, you don't have to sign anything, okay? As long as you don't know what is being signed, if you don't have a lawyer present, you don't have to sign anything. Also, U.S. citizens do not have to show proof of citizenship, okay? So even if you are a citizen, do not openly just give them your passport, tell them you're a citizen, because you're putting your other coworkers at risk. You, as a U.S. citizen, should use your privilege and say, I don't have to show you this. Get out of here. Where's your warrant? Okay? Folks with legal status as immigrants, technically, you're supposed to carry around your legal documents. That's something that folks should be aware of. And if you can refuse to show them your documents, but that might incur more questions. For undocumented folks, you can refuse to show any documents. Again, it might incur more questions. But what we will say is do not carry around false documents. That can make your case harder. We're not judging you. We know that the legal system here is not just, but just don't carry around false documents. Okay. Everyone has a right to legal representation. So you can say, I want to speak to a lawyer before I have anything else to say to you. The difference between criminal cases and immigration cases is that you don't have the right to be just provided a lawyer, right? Which is terrible, I hate it, but that is the truth. And that's why it's good as labor unions to keep friendly lawyers in your contacts. Start to figure out who those friendly lawyers are, because it's very difficult to find a lawyer in your contacts. Start to figure out who those friendly lawyers are, because it's very difficult to find legal representation in the immigration system right now. Unfortunately, Northwest Detention Center is one of the largest detention centers in the country. So people are being shipped here. So lawyers in Washington State are currently not taking up more cases. So we need to find those friendly lawyers, right? Find them. Union contracts, right? Every union has the right to bargain, right? So as you're, writing your contracts up, you can ask for protections for workers. You can ask for protections of jobs during their legal processes. That's a way that unions can really, really show their strength, is to include migrants in all of your collective bargaining, include their needs, right? So, and again, labor and the migrants movement really have to work together, because a threat to one is a threat to all, right? Yeah, a threat to one is a threat to all. Woo! Free them all!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Woo! Okay, we gotta have a loud rally today. They can hear us in there. All of our brothers and sisters can hear us in there. So we have to make sure they know they are not alone. Woo! Okay, I'll go ahead and pass it back to whomever's going next. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna get ready here to start our speakers in about 10 minutes. In about 5 minutes, if you're just joining us, we're gonna do another safety briefing. Safety is our #1 priority today. We're gonna listen to some music for a little bit, grab some water. We have plenty of water here. There's snacks. We don't want anyone to feel sick. If you need to come be in the shade, come be in the shade. Thank you all, and we'll get started in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
I'm live on TikTok with 0 people watching. You don't need to watch, it's just gonna waste your phone battery.
Sure.
We care about a lot of things.
Oh, we got somebody. Hi. Currently waiting for the main speakers to start, but until then, we are here. Now we got 2 TikTokers, both on TikTok.
Oh, yay! Hello!
I don't really have anyone in chat right now,
I
though.
couldn't figure out how to end it.
Oh.
So I just closed the app.
So
I couldn't even see my screen.
you would wait. Oh wait, there's a power button right up here.
Oh, the power button. Okay, I was pausing it and I'm like, I can't figure out how to close it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll play with it. I haven't played with it. I should have played with it before. Why did I wait till today? Because I had to like recognize. I had to verify I was old enough.
Why did you wait until today?
I don't. That's the question, you know. 'Cause today.
Why did you wait until today?
I don't. That's the question, you know. Because today was a day. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I planned on doing other kinds of lives and started building that up, but then I started doing the protest stuff.
Well, do protest
And
lives.
when I was commenting things on like other videos saying trans women are women, my account got banned for 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
So I don't get very many.
Who does that? Who decides that? Or there's like an AI?
It's I don't know. So it's also really weird because sometimes I'll appeal that, and they'll remove like
So it's done in AI.
they'll allow the comment to be up, and other times they'll say that it's against our terms of service. So they don't have clear rules.
Well, I never read them.
Depending on who,
I may have agreed to them.
yeah, depending on
I'm
who
trying
sees
to
the
get her to
report.
sign up for it. When you sign up for TikTok, I guess we'll have to read the rules. Because I was just.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I just click.
It doesn't matter because when something gets appealed, a comment gets appealed, it depends on the person who's reviewing it, whether or not it's
So
against
you
some
really think it's a
source.
person?
Yeah, because sometimes there have been times where it's been instantly denied, and that's the bot. But there have been other times where it's taken 2 days before it gets. Yeah. Crazy.
I wrote my sunscreen. I'm gonna get sunburned.
I'm already like something.
But I didn't. I didn't think that was the worst.
I have Italian in me, so I'm hoping to get a little darker. Like, let's get rid of this pasty.
All right. That's right. He said, yep.
We got the fire team on our side.
That's right. He said, I represent.
Shout out to Tacoma Fire Department. Let's go look at more signs. Ooh, we got signs being made right now even. There we go. What have we already made? 10 migrant workers. There we go. This is where the signs are drying.
Has the final say on stuff like that. Not as bored as being
I finally went live on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I'm just showing, well, I'm showing all one people the stuff around here
Oh.
before the event starts in a couple minutes here. What's my flash going? Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it, but let's do it.
That's his party words.
I'm not gonna show your face, but I'm gonna look at your sign.
This really reminds me a lot of the picket lines from back in September. It's really amazing to be working with other people and just doing what needs to get done. Once again, please try and stay inside the cone so that if any vehicles need to get by, they have room. If you do need any help with anything, please try and find somebody in one of the high visibility vests around the edges. They are a very trained and experienced de-escalation team, and they can help get you snacks or resources or anything if you need them. We have our medics identified with red crosses on their chests. If you see anybody that looks overheated or needs medical attention, please try and get their attention. On a personal note, I'm also working on an IAM reform committee to try and make 751 a more democratic place. And we have published our second issue of our newsletter. If you're in the union, please try and pick up a copy. We have more copies available at the table, and we have some of the brothers and sisters pass them out around the edges too. All right, thank you all so much. I'm going to pass it off to Chris, Max's president. Richard.
In case you don't know who I am, my name is Richard Howard. I'm president of Local 695 and co-worker with Max. First of all, thank you all for coming out. To give you a quick contextual of why we're here. Max was on his way back to the Philippines with his wife and his kids. They were celebrating their 20-year wedding anniversary and was picked up at SeaTac by ICE. Still not really sure why, but they've had him detained here since about 4 days after, so it was about the 20th of May. We held another rally here on the 23rd with a lot of these great people that are here right now. So now we're here to continue our solidarity for Max and all the other working class and immigrants that are detained here within. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Melissa and we'll get started with speakers.
Great. Thank you, brother. It's my honor today to introduce our international president for the IAM, Brother Brian Bryant. He's been active in the labor movement for nearly 35 years, initiating into the IAM in 1989 when he joined IAM Local S6 while employed at Bath Iron Works in Bath, Maine. A pipe fitter by trade, Bryant became active in his local by serving on various committees, as well as being elected as shop steward, trustee, and president of Local S6. He served on the executive board of the Maine AFL-CIO and in 1998 was elected as directing business representative of District 4. In 2004, Brother Bryant was appointed as a special representative in the Eastern Territory, and he was appointed Grand Lodge representative in 2006, assigned to the states of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts, as well as shipbuilding and repair in the Eastern Territory. In 2008, Bryant was reassigned to the Eastern Territory office in Cincinnati to handle all National Labor Relations Board activity for the territory. On July 1st, 2009, he was appointed to the position of Chief of Staff of Eastern Territory. Brother Bryant joined the IAM Executive Council in August 2016 and has served as the General Vice President, Eastern Territory General Vice President, and General Vice President in the General Secretary Treasurer's Office. Brother Bryant became the IAM's 15th International President on January 1st, 2024. Brother President Bryant also serves on the AFL-CIO Executive Council as Vice Chair of the AFL-CIO's Industrial Union Council and on the Executive Committee of Industrial Global Union. Everyone here, give it up for Brother Brian Bryant.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, but thank you for everyone that's here today because this is important. This is important because we're doing a multitude of things here today. We're sending a message to this administration on what their practice, on how they're dealing with immigrants is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. We're not going to stand for it. That's not who we are as a country. I'm a proud U.S. citizen. And what is happening today in America is disgusting me. It is absolutely putrid what is happening. That is not who we are as a country. That is not who we have been. We haven't been to a country for as long as we have to be doing things like this. It's uncalled for. And I want to send a message to our brother Max that is in this facility illegally. Should not be here. He should be at home with his wife and his kids and his family and back in his workplace. So we want Max to know that we are here for you, brother. We are supporting you. We are supporting your family. We are supporting your community because they are behind you. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take rallies like this all across this country to wake this administration up that they are absolutely wrong. And they're not absolutely wrong. They're dead wrong on the way they're treating legal immigrants in this country. People that come to this country, men and women that come to this country only for one purpose, to improve the lives of their family and themselves, to better themselves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with us. That's what this country was founded on. You know, Yesterday, we just celebrated 125 years of one of our locals here in Tacoma. And it was a great event. But I reminded our members, but if you look at back in 1900, when that local was formed, many of the people that joined that union were probably in the same boat as Max and others. They were trying to become citizens of this country. They were immigrants, but they saw the need for a union to improve their livelihoods both at home and in the workplace, and they chose the IAM. Well, this union's been around for 138 years, 137 years, and let me tell you what, it's those sisters and brothers that formed our union, the immigrants of this country, and is the reason why we're here today, standing behind our brother, standing behind all the people that are in this facility illegally and should not be there. They should be out in the community, earning a living, protecting their families. So I want Max's wife to know and his family to know his union supports him 100%. We will be here for whatever it takes, for as long as it takes. We want Max freed. We want everybody that's in this facility illegally freed. Can I hear that? We want him freed? Yes! When does it need to happen? Now! This can't wait. This can't wait, sisters, brothers, and friends. This cannot wait. We've got to step up. We've got to step up our activity because this administration will only listen when people are angry and pointing the finger at them that they're wrong. So let me ask you a question. Is the Trump administration wrong on their policies when it comes to immigration? Yes! Do they need to change? Yes! When do they need to change? Now! Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for supporting Max and his family. Thank you. On behalf of the Machinists Union, we are here standing strong with all of you for the same reason. This needs to stop now. This is not America. This is not who we are. We are the United States of America. We are better than that, and we need to be better than that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Bryant. It was an honor to have you here today. Thank you. Next up, we're going to have General Vice President Bobby Martinez. Bobby Martinez started with the labor movement upon his hiring at Hughes Aircraft, which later became Raytheon in 1985, as part of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, Local Lodge 933. An electronic technician by trade, Bobby became involved as a shop steward and Central Labor Council delegate in 1987. In 1989, he was elected chief steward for Local Lodge 933. In 1993, he was elected into his first bargaining committee and has served in every Hughes Raytheon negotiation since then. In 1996, he was elected to negotiating committee chairperson for Local Lodge 933. In 1998, he was elected president of Local Lodge 933, a position he held until 2001. In 1999, he was elected as directing business rep of Local 933, a position he held until his appointment to Western Territory staff in 2007. Brother Martinez was recognized for his commitment of working families by receiving the Corazon de Justicia, I'm sure I said that wrong, I'm sorry, award for his human rights work in southern Arizona. In 2009, he was appointed as the Western Territory Chief of Staff and recently elected this year as the Western Territory General Vice President. Brother Martinez sits on the California Federation of Labor and National Board of LCLLA. Come on up, brother.
Thank you for being here. Hey, I'm used to this. I come from Arizona. You remember SB 1070, right? That's a law, just like what's happening now, that diminishes the content of a person's character and strictly goes by the color of their skin. This country is headed in the wrong direction. You got to be mindful of the things that are happening. We've become a country of haves and have-nots, where the haves squash injustice and they are indifferent to the injustice of the have-nots. We've got to be mindful for it. It's become a civil rights issue. It'll be the civil rights issue of this next century. We have to fight, but there's hope. You're the hope. Us standing together is the hope. Us being for one another is the hope. Us standing for Max is the hope. Do you stand for Max? Yeah! I stand for Max. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Brother Martinez. How many union members from the state of Washington do we have here today? What do Great, thank you. It's an honor to introduce a true trailblazer and champion for working people here in Washington, President April Sims. April is president of the Washington State Labor Council, AFL-CIO, which brings together more than 650 local unions. She's the first woman ever elected to the WSLC and the first Black woman elected to lead any AFL-CIO state federation in our country. April is the granddaughter of a Louisiana sharecroppers and the daughter of a single mother. She brings both lived experience and deep conviction to her leadership. She's a proud, lifelong resident of Tacoma and a fierce, fireless advocate for dignity, justice, and the power of organized labor. Give it up for April Sims.
Is labor in the house? I said, is labor in the house? Let's go. Thank you for that introduction, Melissa. I want to thank IAM for holding this rally and for inviting me to speak today. And I want to thank all of you for being here to demand that they release our brother Max from this facility and return him to his family today. My name is April Sims. My pronouns are she and her. And as mentioned, I have the privilege of serving as president of the Washington State Labor Council, which is the largest labor organization in our state, representing more than 600,000 unionized members in every industry, sector, and corner of this beautiful state. And we proudly boast having the third highest union density in the nation. And we are labor strong. From the Canadian border to the Columbia River, our demand that Brother Max be released from this detention facility and returned to his family today. You are not alone. 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 So listen, I want to take a moment to just make sure that I extend the love and the solidarity of our entire labor movement to Max's family, specifically his wife, Crystal, who I know has been a tireless advocate, who has been leading the fight on the outside so that Max can stay strong on the inside. I want you to know that your labor family has your back. Yes. A moment to thank community groups like Tango Migrante, who have been organizing to support community members detained here. I want to uplift La Resistencia. They have led the fight to free everyone in this who's been detained in this for-profit prison and have led the fight to shut this facility down for good. Thank you. Thank you to these organizers for their leadership. No one does this alone. It is going to take our entire community, labor and community and faith groups alike, to make sure that we shut down this prison and that we free them all. Free them all. Free them all. Yeah. Oh, we can keep it going. Free them all. Free them all. Free them all! That's right. 5 years ago, the Washington State Labor Council endorsed the Shut Down the Northwest Detention Center campaign, which was led by La Resistencia. We did this because we know that the conditions inside this facility are inhumane. And we know that they have been for years. And as recently released immigrants like our sister Llewellyn Dixon have documented, conditions inside are getting worse by the day. Shame. We also endorsed the campaign to shut down the Northwest Detention Center for good because we know that targeting our immigrant siblings is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on working people.
And for years, we have seen how immigration policies have been weaponized to break worker solidarity and sow fear among workers who stand up for ourselves. And now, the federal administration is leading a campaign of terror, and they are targeting our immigrant communities. They want us to believe that immigrants are a threat to our safety. But we know that this is a lie. Immigrants are our loved ones. They are our co-workers. They are our neighbors. Maximo is our brother. He is not only a valued co-worker, but most importantly, he is a loving dad and husband who has worked hard every day to build a life for his family. He is not a threat. He is one of us. He is our brother. And are we our brother's keeper? Yeah. Are we our brother's keeper? Yeah. Are we our brother's keeper? Yeah. That's right. We believe that working people should be free. Free to organize, free to stay with their families. That working people should be free. Free to organize, free to stay with their families, free to dream, and free to dissent. This is not radical. It is the foundation of our very democracy. And we will defend that today and every day until the day we all win. So free our brother Max, free our farm worker brother Lilo, free community member Kuya Dante, free them all. 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 Thank you.
Next up, it is my honor to introduce Crystal Lindonio.
Thank you all. On behalf of Maximo, myself, and our 3 daughters, we thank the support and facilitation by our union family, the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers District 160, and the Tango Migrante Network. Maximo's detainment has been so hard for us, yet through the hardship we've been empowered to fight for his release. As we collaborate, educate, and fight, we bring awareness to this inconsistent, unjust process that have continued to separate many families, similar to my husband, for the ones who love him most. The dishonest and distasteful lack of communication within the Philippine embassy, stating on one hand that they want no part, a duty to defend their nationals, that's what they were founded on. Then another stating that they have committed to providing support, but we have turned to our union family, 160 district, and the help of Tango Migrante in response to being told that we will just wait to see what the U.S. decides and then we will act. There is no initiative being taken to be resourcefully provide aid in the demand to the immediate release of my husband, Maximo Lindonio. Max has taken accountability for his actions that he made more than 25 years ago, and which was satisfied by all requirements that were set forth by the judicial system. Max is an amazing individual, committed father, and dedicated husband, selfless friend who deserves to be released. So that he may continue to provide for his daughters and the ones that love him the most. I want my husband home. Our daughters want their father home
for sharing such heartfelt words. I don't know if anyone saw the sign that Crystal made, but it says, Siya ang puso ko, which means he is my heart. And I think that we can really see that's true and how hard Crystal has been fighting to free Max. So let's give Crystal and her family a round of applause for their courage and determination. And also, I'll quickly introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Tracy. I'm one of our co-MCs today. I'm a food service worker, a union member, and also a chairperson of Migrantes, UW Medical Center, which is an organization of Filipino migrant workers, overseas Filipino workers and their families, that is formed in the UW Medical Center, Montlake. And we have been a convener of the Tanggol Migrante Network, Washington. So quick Tagalog lesson, Tanggol means defend or protect, and migrante means migrants. So we are a grassroots campaign network that was really developed because we needed to address the fear and concern of our Filipino migrant community here under the attacks on migrants by the Trump administration.
That's right.
And so we have been building our network nationally and fighting and working alongside the family members of those who are most impacted, such as the family of Llewellyn Dixon, or Auntie Lynn, who was our own co-worker. And it was really Auntie Lynn's fight that allowed Crystal to reach out to us when Kuya Max, Kuya means brother in Tagalog, when Kuya Max was detained. So we are happy to be here. Thank you, IAM, for having us, and yeah, excited to work together to build solidarity, genuine solidarity, and fight to free Kuya Max and all other migrant workers in detention.
That's right.
Next up on our list, we have Liliana from La Resistencia, which is a grassroots organization led by undocumented immigrants and people of color oppressed by the current immigration system. Today, La Resistencia is led by the experts that know the system better than anyone, those who have been detained or have relatives in deportation proceedings. They aim to shut down the Northwest Detention Center and end all deportations in Washington. Please welcome Liliana up to the stage.
Hi everybody, how are you doing today? Thank you for the invitation. Crystal, we hear you, we are with you. Applause for her, please. Okay, I'm going to do it in Spanish.
I will do it in English.
Ok, buenas tardes, mi nombre es Liliana y soy la subdirectora de La Resistencia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Liliana. I am one of the directors of La Resistencia.
La Resistencia es una organización liderada por personas que hemos sido impactadas por el sistema y luchamos contra las deportaciones y las detenciones.
La Resistencia is an organization made up of people who have been impacted by this system, and we fight against deportation and detention.
Nuestra meta es cerrar el centro de detención que tenemos aquí atrás nuestro.
Our goal is to shut down the detention center that is behind us right now.
Tenemos 11 años luchando contra este sistema.
We have been fighting against this system for 11 years.
No queremos más deportaciones, no queremos más separaciones de familia como Crystal y como yo también lo tuve. No queremos más familias separadas.
And we do not want any more deportations, and we do not want any more family separation like the one that Crystal is going through and like the one that I have gone through.
No vamos a parar hasta que todos sean libres ahora.
And we will not stop until we free them all right now.
Ok, en cuanto a las condiciones del lugar.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about the conditions that the people are under right now.
Este terrible lugar en estos momentos tiene a 1,600 personas detenidas.
Right now, this detention center has 1,600 people detained inside.
En las condiciones más inhumanas, quienes están siendo detenidas o transferidas de otros centros de detención en otros o a otros estados.
Folks are living under terrible, inhumane conditions, and there's even people being transferred from other states or other detention centers.
En las administraciones pasadas, estas terribles condiciones ya existían.
And even in past administrations, these conditions already existed.
En el 2024, cuando había alrededor de 700 personas, o sea, la mitad de lo que hay ahorita.
So in 2024, when there was around 700 people, so essentially half of what is currently, what the number of people detained now.
Las condiciones eran deplorables.
The conditions were deplorable.
2 personas murieron adentro por falta de atención médica.
2 people died because of lack of medical care.
Fuimos testigos de por lo menos 15 personas que intentaron atentar contra su vida.
We were witnesses to at least 15 people who attempted to take their own lives.
Y esto pasa porque ellos no saben qué es lo que va a pasar con sus vidas y tienen miedo con lo que les pueda suceder.
And this happens because people are afraid. They don't know what's going to happen with their lives.
Imagínense si el año pasado eran 700 personas y ahora más de la mitad. ¿Cómo deben de estar estas personas? ¿Bajo qué inhumanas condiciones?
Can you imagine? This was last year, and the number has now doubled. Can you imagine the conditions that people are living under?
Ahora estamos viendo más de 3 vuelos de deportación por semana.
And we're seeing 3 times the amount of deportation flights every week.
Usualmente eran solamente los martes, pero ahora ni siquiera sabemos qué día están saliendo la gente deportada o transferida.
It used to be just on Tuesdays, but now we don't even know what day people are being deported or even transferred in.
La semana pasada hubo vuelos sábado y domingo. Usualmente esto no pasa.
Last week, there was flights both on Saturday and Sunday. That is very unusual.
Personas enfermas siendo deportadas. Sabemos que siguen usando chaleco antifuerza por aquellos que no quieren subir y se rehúsan a ser deportados.
People who are sick and ill being deported. People being restrained if they do not want to be deported.
Por más de 2 meses no le están sacando a la yarda y esto los mantiene estresados, los enferma psicológicamente.
In over 2 months, people have not gone outside. This keeps people stressed and psychologically under attack.
What the fuck?
Y cuando ellos reclaman sus derechos, los intimidan, les dicen que los van a deportar a un país que no es el suyo o que los van a mandar a segregación.
And when people know their rights and stand up for themselves, they are intimidated by being told they'll be deported to a country they don't know or put into segregation.
Entonces, si las personas quieren hacer huelga de hambre, no pueden, porque si no los van a mandar a un país que no les pertenece.
So if people want to have a hunger strike, they can't even do that because they're going to be deported to a country they have never been to before.
Ahora sabemos que la comida llega con más de 3 horas de tardanza.
And we know that the food is arriving 3 hours late.
Muchas personas están enfermas porque la comida está en mal estado.
People are getting sick because of how terrible the food is.
La higiene está terrible en cada unidad. Nos dicen que utilizan un baño para 24 personas.
The hygiene is terrible at every unit. 24 people are sharing one bathroom.
En estos momentos, con 1,600 personas, no tienen un lugar exacto donde dormir.
At this very moment, with 1,600 people, these people don't even know where they're going to sleep.
Están amontonados, inclusive están compartiendo habitación con números grandes de personas.
They're all crammed together and having to share small rooms between multiple people.
Esto se ha convertido en un campo de concentración.
This has turned into a concentration camp.
No les están dando fianza.
People are not even being allowed to be on bail.
Muchas personas que firmaron su deportación no salen a sus países después de 1 o 2 meses.
People who have signed to be deported are waiting 1 to 2 months and they're still here.
Inclusive los que ya ganaron su caso apelan para que puedan seguir encerrados y no ser libres.
Even folks who have won their cases, the state will appeal to keep them inside detained.
Hubo un reporte de la Universidad de Washington, del Centro de Derechos Humanos de la Universidad de Washington, que expuso acerca de los abusos que está pasando en este lugar.
The University of Washington, its Center for Human Rights, exposed the different conditions that are happening here in this place.
Sabemos que muchas personas han sufrido abuso físico y sexual.
We know that many people here have faced physical and sexual violence.
Y lamentablemente muchos y muchas de ellas no quieren ir al médico porque saben de que una persona les va a abusar.
Many people don't even want to seek medical care because they know they will be assaulted.
Sobre la ambulancia que ustedes acaban de ver hace unos momentos, hace un par de horas supimos de una persona que se desmayó por epilepsia.
You all might have seen the ambulance who drove by. We became aware that somebody fainted because of an epileptic episode.
Probablemente sea esta persona porque cuando alguien se desmaya no se tardan ni 15 minutos, se tardan 1 o 2 horas en darle auxilio médico.
It had to be this case because they don't come in 15 minutes when somebody faints. They normally come in 1 to 2 hours to really give medical care.
Este lugar está lucrando con cada uno de ellos. Al estar cobrando por cada persona detenida, nuestros impuestos están mal usados.
This place profits off of every single person who is detained in here, and they are misusing our taxpayer dollars.
Tenemos que cerrar este centro de retención ahora.
We must shut down this detention center now.
What we want? What we want?
Shut it down.
What we want?
Shut it down.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
We want to shut down this place now. Tenemos el call to action en nuestras redes sociales que es para presionar a ICE, a GIO y a todos los políticos para que exijan el no renovación de contrato y que cierren el centro de detención.
We have a petition and all of our campaign work online where we can pressure our elected officials, GEO Group, to shut down this detention center and to not renew the contracts.
So I say chinga, y what you say?
La migra.
Okay, chinga.
La migra.
Chinga.
La migra.
Chinga.
La migra.
Chinga, chinga, chinga.
La migra, migra, migra.
That means fuck.
Ice.
Fuck.
Ice.
Fuck.
Ice.
Thank you.
I know we're going to have all you guys kind of move forward, and then we're going to face that way and get a group photo really quick. We have to refill a generator, so it gives us a good excuse to get you all in here. So if everybody could move this way, and then we'll face that way and get a good picture. I'll do whatever I have to.
You're doing great. We're short girls. I'll be like, I can do that.
Oops, sorry.
Hold on, where's he? Okay, we have the picture here now. Picture dial.
I'd like to invite our international president up to the front.
I'm still live.
Yay! I'm gonna copy your line because I couldn't figure it out. I'll just go to yours and copy it.
The app does not let you upload the entire live, but I'll try and do some clips later. And it will all be posted on YouTube, but my YouTube is small.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I will. For sure. I am not going to show up in this photo.
You're much more advanced.
I'm too short.
Get in front.
I gave up several photos like this ago here. Even if I do manage to peek out, somebody puts a sign in front of you anyway. So
Right.
just be a body in the crowd.
Just exist.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my chairperson.
This is peak content right here. I'm live on TikTok right now. This is peak content.
La migra. La migra. La migra, migra, migra.
The people united
We'll never be defeated.
Keep it going.
United. We'll never be defeated.
The people
United. We'll never be defeated.
The people
United. We'll never be defeated. United. We'll never be defeated.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Rights are under attack. What do you
Stand up, fight back.
Free Max now!
Free Max now. 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 Free Max now.
All right, you guys can come on. We're gonna get
Back to regular scheduled programming. We're on a brief intermission, but we're going to be back up with the speakers in a minute here. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Not sure how well you can hear me right now with all the other noise, but...
I think she's supposed to be.
Let's find another good spot to stand. Oh no, your phone.
Oh, mine? Thank goodness. No, mine doesn't have a case. Okay, is that mine? No, mine's there. Good? TV? Oh, the TV's still there? No, that's not a TV. No.
I can't wear it. Where's the red place?
Hello, can everyone hear me okay? Is that a yes? Sorry.
That's good.
Woo-hoo! Okay. Can we get another free Max now?
Free Max now!
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 When migrants' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Thank you. Let's give it up for yourselves and also for La Resistencia for sharing. It's really appalling to hear about all that goes on right behind us. And also even more appalling knowing that both the US government and the Philippine government know exactly what's going on beyond those walls, right? To Kuya Max, to all other migrants. But still they choose to do nothing. Shame. We especially, as part of Migrante and Bayan, who will be the next speakers, on behalf of Tanggol Migrante, do both to hold the US and Philippine governments accountable, especially for people like Kuya Max, who is a Philippine national, meaning that the Philippine government is ultimately responsible for his well-being and safety. And yet, they choose to do nothing, even knowing that they could have prevented his transfer from Customs and Border Protection detainment in the SeaTac airport to the Northwest Detention Center. And so, it's my pleasure really to introduce Marx, who is a member of Migrante South Center, which is a member organization of Bayan, which is an anti-imperialist, multi-sectoral alliance of Filipinos who are fighting for national liberation in our home country and genuine democracy in the Philippines. We know as Migrante that we must fight for our rights and welfare as Filipinos abroad in countries like the US. And also, we know that we also must fight for better conditions for genuine sovereignty in our home country. And so, I'd like to bring up Marx. Please give them a big welcome.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Marx Rivera. As Tracy said, I am a member of the Tanggol Migrante Network and Migrante South Center, an organization of Filipino migrant workers and our families fighting for the rights and welfare of our overseas Filipinos. We fight for a genuine, free, sovereign Philippines. Over the last 6 months, members of the Tanggol Migrante Network have been working tirelessly to support Filipino migrants in detention here at the Northwest Detention Center and fighting for all of the migrants to be freed. We demand that Kuya Max is released. Free Kuya Max! Free Kuya Max!
Free Kuya Max!
Our people deserve nothing less than respect and dignity. We have seen blatant attacks on migrants, such as the cases of Auntie Lynn and Ate Michelle, who were recently detained here. Along with Max, Filipino workers across the U.S. are unjustly detained under horrific conditions. As these attacks on our people worsen, the Philippine government has done nothing. Shame. Completely abandoning its responsibility to support people in distress. Kuya Max is unfortunately another Filipino suffering due to the Philippine and U.S. government's neglect. While he was held at SeaTac Airport, we, alongside Kuya Max's family, with Ate Cristo, immediately contacted the Philippine consulate for support and demanded that they exert their diplomatic duty to intervene and protect their own nationals. Instead of immediate protection, we were met with a delay and a lack of urgency to address the situation of unjustly detained Filipino migrants. The Philippine government's only response has been, we will wait and see what the U.S. decides and then respond. Can we get a little bit more shame for that, please? Beautiful. We needed it then. We need it now. This is how the Philippine consulate responded to Max and his family, who were scared. This response is a reflection of the Philippine government deflecting responsibility in protecting their own people. And in the same breath, they claim that it is through their efforts that Filipino migrants have been released from detention. Do we believe that? Let's set the record straight. It is not the work of the Philippine government, not the work of the Philippine consulate that has led to the release of Ate Michelle and Auntie Lynn. No! It is through the painstaking work of the mass movement and our allies that has forced these systems to free our kababayan, our people. You all of us here today is a testament to that. We're enraged, we are saddened by the painful separation of families. We are here for Ate Cristo. We demand protection, hindi deportación. Protection, not deportation. Many Filipinos being detained here, like Kuya Max, are working people who have left the Philippines to provide for their families. Every day, up to 10,000 Filipinos leave the Philippines because of the lack of stable employment and a livable wage. Overseas Filipinos continue to experience deplorable working conditions and neglect from their own government. But we cannot end this exploitation without eliminating the root causes in our homeland, forcing Filipinos to migrate in the first place. That's why we fight not only for the rights and welfare of Filipinos here in the US, but also wage fights back in the Philippines. To fight for the release of Kuya Max is to also fight against the systems that led him here in the first place. Yeah. Filipinos are no strangers to resistance. Our history is filled with resistance against fascist governments, colonial powers. Even here in the US, the US labor history is filled with Filipino history and resistance, like Larry Itliong helping lead the Delano Grape Strikes, and our local martyrs Jean Viernes and Silme Domingo. It's because as Filipinos are forced to leave their homes and families to find work abroad, we also take our culture of resistance with us. The National Democratic Movement of the Philippines continues to grow with continued launching of new Migrante chapters. There are now 3 Migrante chapters here in Washington. Actively organizing and fighting ruling classes here. Wherever there are Filipinos, Migrante is sure to be, whether that is now or in the future. The government is afraid of our strength because we've proven time and time again that it is through the decisive force of a united workers' front and the mass movement that we can see true change in our society. And we will prove it now by free Kuya Max! Free Kuya Max! Free Kuya Max! Free Kuya Max! Free a time more than ever for us to unite, to fight for workers' rights and migrants' rights. We have seen that it's not the work of a few individuals or our governments that'll lead to liberation. Resistance, again, is in the blood of Filipinos, and we're ready to fight. So I call on our union friends and everyone here to join us in the National Democratic Movement for genuine change in the Philippines by addressing the root causes of forced migration and exploitation of workers. We have to continue organizing our own people, our workers, and our communities to fight until the attacks on our people end. We also definitely call for the Philippine consulate to do their job or step down. We're tired of it. Max and all detained migrants here will be freed. And Crystal, we're here for you. We'll always be here for you. And you're our ate forever. Hanggang tagumpay, until victory. Free Kuya Max! 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much to our friends at Tango Migrante. Give them another round of applause. It's such an honor to be here today with all of you from here in our community, from across the Washington State labor community, and all of those who are concerned about protecting our community members. My name is Melissa Demian. I use she, they pronouns. I'm an organizer for IAM District 160. And thank you. I want to just take a minute and recognize how important labor is when we're talking about fighting fascism. Right? Yeah. Solidarity is what stands up to tyrants. Right? So it's important that we're here together, that we're not calling out anyone from our community, that we're calling each other in, that we are here together. It doesn't matter where you're from or where you are, but we have one struggle, and that is our class struggle. So it's my honor today to welcome a leader who stands at the intersection of labor and community, Tracy Lay. Tracy is a member of the American Federation of Teachers and serves as vice president of the Seattle chapter of APALA, the Asian Pacific American Alliance. APALA is the first and only national organization of AAPI union members founded in 1992 to fight for the rights of nearly 800,000 Asian American and Pacific Islander workers to build a vital bridge between labor movement and the AAPI community. Tracy teaches American Ethnic Studies and History at Seattle Central College and brings a deep commitment to justice both in and out of the classroom. Please welcome with me, Tracy.
Well, I applaud all of you for standing in the hot sun, but we know that this is just the beginning. And I really want to pick up on what Melissa just said now. We are fighting fascism. Yeah. We are fighting hate. Yeah. And we have among us here a love far more powerful than anything in that detention center. Melissa mentioned I teach history, so you know, I gotta bring that in. I speak to you as a paper granddaughter. I'm Chinese American, third generation. That means that my grandparents were among those first illegals in the early 1900s. My parents are the target of eliminating birthright citizenship because guess what? Their parents are the same. My grandparents are the same as the folks inside. So, as a paper granddaughter, I cannot use my actual family name. I use a paper name. And there's always going to be that discrepancy because I cannot share who I really am, even when it comes to my employment, a longtime employee at Seattle Central. So, as a paper granddaughter, let's think more on the history that is the big picture over what has happened to Max and all the other detainees. Let's go back to the very first naturalization law in this country. It's 1790, and who gets to be a naturalized citizen? You have to be free, white, male, and of good character. Who gets to decide who is that good character? And that law for naturalization doesn't change substantially until the uprising we call the Civil War and the struggle of African peoples and their allies to reconstruct and pass the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Okay, that was more history than you probably want to have. But let us be clear that the targeting that has recently taken the form of travel bans, did you see how long that list of countries is? Did you see that most of them are countries that have also previously been excluded and unwanted in this country? And the particular targeting of international students whose visas are now in limbo. So it's all connected. Not only that 1790 law, but the very first Immigration Exclusion Act called, could it be clearer, the Chinese Exclusion Act. Someone like me was never meant to be here on a permanent basis. Okay, so let us also be clear that the relatives of ICE, the Border Patrol, was founded in 1924 along with the 1924 Immigration Act, which closed doors to all the undesirables, which, by the way, included Southern and Eastern European people, along with Asians and a whole swath of the rest of the world. The first Border Patrol agents informally called themselves Chinese catchers because they rode on horseback at the northern border of Canada and into Mexico to run those Chinese down. But let us also be clear that it's somebody who looks Chinese, whatever that's going to mean. So we have a lot before us. Trump says he's going to deport 1 million people annually. And as Liliana pointed out, it is escalating, the number of deportation flights. And by the way, King County Airport is that nexus point. And Resistencia, with its allies such as Suru for Solidarity, are tracking those flights. And when they can, they get to the field. And even though they can't get onto the tarmac, at least the people who are shackled, wrists and ankles, and are marched off the plane, put on a different one, and sent somewhere else, at least they know there are eyes and witnesses, and they will not be alone. Today's flight was at about 1 o'clock. There were 39 people, 35 men, 4 women in shackles. Yeah. As Liliana said, the Northwest Detention Center, its contract is being renewed this year. It doesn't have to be renewed. So let's call it, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. Absolutely. Okay, and I know it's hot and it is so sunny. So let us just say together to let the detainees inside know that we are here and that we care. So we will start with free Max and then free them all. Free Max! Free Max! Free them all! Free them all! Free Max! Free Max! Free them all! Free them all! Okay, and no justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. It is now my honor to introduce Jamaica Scott, Tacoma City Councilwoman.
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you so much, IAM, for bringing us all together and for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm Jamaica Scott. I represent District 3 on the Tacoma City Council, but I might be the representative for District 3, but I'm here on behalf of, to represent Tacoma as a whole. Thank you. So many times injustices happen and we don't know the name. We don't see the face. But today we know the name of this injustice, and that's Maximo. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's somebody who contributes to this economy, this community, this city, this region. And because of that, he's just being criminalized. Unjustly detained by ICE, held in isolation and denied any communication with his loved ones, with his family, and for no other reason than a broken immigration system that acts without humanity, without transparency, and without accountability. Max did nothing wrong. As his family has already said, he paid his dues. We all make mistakes, and he took accountability, and yet he is still being targeted and harmed by a system that does not understand what accountability looks like. This is a terrible, terrible pattern. Or airports like SeaTac are becoming sites of trauma and uncertainty for our friends, our co-workers, our families. They're being interrogated, they're being detained, and they're not offered due process, and we are offered no answers. We have to ask ourselves, if Max is not safe, who is? As a councilwoman, as a black woman whose community understands the weight of state-sanctioned violence, and as a daughter of this city, I am pissed the hell off. This is personal, this is political, this is about human rights. It's about constitutional rights. And what is happening right now in this country, what is happening right now in our city, and in our region, and in this state is despicable. But I'm grateful to see you all here. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional today, you guys. It's seeing everybody here, seeing where we're standing. It's just very, there's a lot. Not to give any this is not me telling you to go easy on your elected officials, because I don't want you to. But there's a lot of weight on our shoulders. Some of us are rising to it, some of us are folding under it. But a lot of us, most of us, care. But we organize and we rally. And we do so because an injury to one of us is an injury to all of us. Because a union is only as strong as its solidarity. And we do it because no one should be ripped away from their family for doing everything right. I just want to make sure that I say that we stand with Max and his family and every detainee that's enduring this system of cruelty. On the way down here, I was thinking to myself, I would really love for this to be the last time that we have to organize on behalf of Max. I would really love for this to be the start of change, of real change. And I would love for this to be the day where dignity isn't something that people have to fight for at borders, at airports, and even in their homes. To ICE, I say, fuck you. But I also say release Maximo now. To our federal partners, I call on you to continue doing your jobs and doing them harder and staying vigilant to protect the people, to investigate these systems of detention and just all of the harmful ways that this system is harming us. To Maximo, hopefully they can all hear us in there. But to Max, I say, we see you, we love you, And we are not going to stop until you are free and home with your family. So again, as somebody who comes from a background of grassroots organizing, who finds herself amidst a lot of politics that I really can't stand, I just want to say thank you to you all for being able to be out here and creating this space where I can still be a part of it as a council member, where I can come out and I can stand with the community and I can feel your pain with you, and I can call for the cause with you, and I can fight for rights with you, and I can stand beside you when in those moments where you feel like there is nothing to fight for, to let you know that you'll be okay, because we are here and we are together, and we are not going to let this stop us. Not this regime, not these police officers, not these, and police officers in the broadest sense, ICE, Border Patrol, all of it. So I just again want to say thank you, and I'm going to continue the call of no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Thank you, Tamika. Hello? Hello? Okay.
Tracy, use the other one.
This one? How's this? Okay. Thank you, Jamika. I am very honored to welcome up our next speakers, who are the nieces of our very own beloved Auntie Lynn, who have fought tirelessly, interview after interview, confrontations with the consulate too, to demand that they do their job. And also, despite all of this chaos and hardship of having your loved ones separated from you, they also continue to show solidarity and support to the families of other detained Filipino migrants. Let me introduce to you Auntie Lani and Auntie Donna.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donna Cristobal. I'm Auntie Lynn's one of her nieces. Crystal, Misty, and Leilani, my heart is with you. I know that right now, words might feel hollow, and the weight of what you're facing might seem crushing. Doubts might be swirling, and the future might feel impossibly dark. But please hear me. You are not alone. I understand the pain, the fear, the raw ache in your hearts, and I am here standing with you to offer whatever comfort and strength I can. 3 months ago, our world shattered. What should have been a joyous homecoming, Auntie Lynn returning from a beautiful trip to the Philippines, turned into a nightmare. Instead of being embraced by her loved ones, she was detained by CPB for 3 agonizing days and then transferred to this very place, the Northwest ICE Detention Center. I remember the feeling of being utterly lost, of hope draining away. My world was turned upside down. Anger burned in my chest, grief weighed me down, and I wanted to scream at a system that had so brutally failed us. But I wasn't alone. My family, my rock, stood from beside me, lifting me when I couldn't stand on my own. And beyond them, a truly remarkable community rose up to support us. Tango Migrante, the passionate students from UW, Bellingham, and Seattle U, SCIU Local Union, Pierce County Immigration Alliance, La Resistencia, and so many more. You gave us strength when we had none. Your voices amplified our own. Without unwavering solidarity, we wouldn't have made it through. And because of you, we endured. We rose, we fought, and we continue to fight. To every single person who stood with us, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But today, this fight is not just about Auntie Lynn. She is one face among countless others. Her story echoes the stories of so many families torn apart, dreams shattered, and justice denied within these walls. This is about every detainee suffering here, every individual unjustly held at the Northwest Detention Center. We will not stand by idly while the human beings are treated like commodities. We will demand justice. We demand change. And together with everyone, with every ounce of our strength, we will shut down these centers down. Crystal, Misty, and Leilani, please hold on. Even when the darkness feels endless, even when the struggle feels unbearable, know that you are surrounded by love, by strength, by a community that refuses to let you fail. Reach out your hand. We are here. We will fight with you. We will persist, and together we will prevail. Mahalo and thank you. Aloha.
Hello, my name is Lonnie Madriaga, and I'm the Llewellyn Dixon's oldest niece. Like my sister, I stand here overwhelmed by your unwavering support. Words truly fall express our gratitude. Thank you for the bottom of our hearts. As we've navigated this past 3 months, a quote has resonated deeply with me. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Keep going, tough situation, build strong people in the end. And it's true. This experience, as agonizing as it has been, has taught us invaluable lessons. First, we've learned the crucial importance of controlling our emotions. It's so easy to let anger and fear consume you during a time like this. But we've discovered that by focusing on finding solutions, by channeling our energy into action, we can be far more effective. Second, we've learned the power of community. We are living through unprecedented times, facing challenges that no one can overcome alone. We've learned to open our hearts and minds to help offered by incredible organization, especially Tango Migrante, SAU, and individuals and others. Your willingness to stand with us, to lend your voices and your strength has been a lifeline. And finally, we've learned the profound impact of human connections. The countless visitations you provide to my aunt, the simple act of showing her that she was not forgotten, that she was loved and supported, those moments were vital to her mental wellness. They gave her the strength to endure the unimaginable hardships of being detained. They reminded her that she was not alone. And I'm so happy to share some wonderful news. Auntie Lynn went back to work on Thursday. She's doing great and is transitioning beautifully back into her normal life. This is a testament to her strength and resilience and to the power of your support. And I'm also thrilled to share that Lynn is in the process of obtaining her citizenship. A testament to her commitment to his country and her desire to fully participate in our society. But our work is far from over. While we celebrate Auntie Lynn's freedom and her successful return, we must remember that countless others remain detained, separated from their families and facing the same injustices. We cannot forget them. We are here for you, Crystal, Misty, and Leilani. We must continue to provide them with the same support, the same hope, and the same unwavering solidarity that you showed to my aunt. Please continue to visit, write letters, and donate to organizations that are fighting for their releases. Furthermore, we must also recognize that many more individuals are at risk of detention. We need to spread awareness about the dangers of this system, educate our communities about their rights, and advocate for policies that protect vulnerable populations. We must be proactive in preventing future detention, ensuring that no one else has to endure the pain and suffering that my family has experienced. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your elected officials. Share our stories, share the stories of others. Let's make sure everyone knows what's happening and how they can help. And perhaps most importantly, we must reach out to those who lack understanding, those who may be indifferent or even hostile to of immigrants and detainees. We must patiently and persistently educate them about about the shared humanity that binds us all. We must share our stories, our experiences, and our perspective in the way that opens our hearts and minds. We must remind them that every person, regardless of their origin or status, deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Regardless of their origin or status, deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. We must challenge prejudice and misinformation with facts and compassion. This is not just a political issue, it is a moral one. It is about recognizing the inherent worth of every human being. And let us remember what it truly means to be American. We are a nation built of promise of opportunity, a beacon of hope for those seeking a better life. We are a melting pot, enriched by diverse cultures and experiences of people from all corners of the world. To be true American is to embrace those values, to stand up for justice and equality, and to welcome newcomers with open arms. It is to recognize that our strength lies in our diversity and that we are all interconnected. Detaining people simply because where they come from betrays these fundamental American ideals. So let us remember these lessons as we continue this fight. Let us control our emotions and focus on solutions. Let us embrace the power of community. Let us never underestimate the importance of human connection. Let us commit to educating those who need to understand the true meaning of humanity. And let us strive to be true Americans, upholding the values of opportunity, diversity, and justice for all, because together we are stronger, together we will conquer. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Lani, Auntie Donna, for sharing such beautiful words of encouragement, support. I also have Kuya Max on the phone right now who'd like to say some words. Kuya Max, please go ahead and speak. You're on speaker.
Hello, everyone. I would like to say thank you.
Kuya, can you hear us?
Yes. Hello?
Hello. You're on speaker now.
Hi, everyone. I would like to say thank you to everyone who's really up there.
It's a little choppy, Kuya. Could you repeat that one more time? One second. Okay. Could you try one more time, Kuya? Yes, we can hear you now. Everyone can hear you.
I would like to say thank you to everyone who's supported. I appreciate it for each individual, especially to my family and my union work, and for the organization of Tango Migrante. Thank you, in my bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. You guys are making me strong.
Thank you, Kuya Max. You are not alone. Free Kuya Max! 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 Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Thank you, Kuya. Do you have any last word, anything you'd like to say to the crowd before we pass you back to Crystal? Okay, maybe not. That's okay. Thank you, Kuya.
It's obviously important in the labor community and the immigration community to stay in solidarity, and it's my honor to introduce, excuse me while I pull out my notes because I'm terrible with names, Tricia Schroeder, president of SEIU 925, and Auntie Lynn's local president.
Greetings, I'm Tricia Schroeder, president of SEIU 925, and I use she, her pronouns. Every time, which I guess is becoming very regularly, I head down here to the detention center, I am reminded of all the horrible ways in which people are being treated in this country. And today, and I also find it inspiring and empowering to be here with fellow union members and supporters standing in solidarity. Because today I learned that there were ICE raids in Los Angeles, and union members stood up to protest them, and our brother, Union President David Huerta, was injured and arrested and detained by ICE today. He's been released from the hospital, but is still in custody. And so he released a statement in the last few minutes that said, "What happened to me is not about me. This is about something much bigger. This is about how we as a community stand together and resist the injustice that's happening. Hard-working people and members of our family and our community are being treated like criminals. We all collectively have to object to the madness, because this is not justice. This is injustice, and we all have to stand on the right side of justice." So being here with you, knowing that my union sibling is currently detained in California for being out here protesting, it is a reminder today to see all of you of the love, the joy, and the power of standing together. And this is what solidarity looks like. So show me what solidarity looks like. Show me what solidarity looks like. Show me what solidarity looks like. When the MAGA regime and the billionaires, they do their damnedest to divide us. They want to scapegoat our immigrant brothers and sisters while giving tax breaks to the wealthy. It is so very sweet and powerful to be here with all of you. We are the light, we are the hope, and we are powerful. It's a strong reminder that all of us, union members from across the state of Washington, union members in Massachusetts, Louisiana, California, the Filipino community, immigrants, US born, we all want the same things. We want to be able to care for ourselves, for our families. We want to be able to go to work with dignity and be safe in our communities, and to have a fair shot at the American dream. I was here many weeks ago for the release of our sister Cleona Ward, an SEIU member from California. A week ago for our sister Llewellyn Dixon, who's a member that you just heard about at the University of Washington. Both of these women spent decades building their lives in this country, working in this country, paying taxes and contributing to their communities. They built their entire lives here. And because of a cruel and unjust immigration system, they were taken from their communities, their jobs, and their families. This is what a broken immigration system looks like. When they come for our immigrant siblings, our immigrant family members and co-workers, they are coming for all of us. Right. Because an injury to one is an injury to all. And we know we are stronger together. We see through their divide and conquer strategy, they want us to fight each other instead of fighting for better wages. They want us to fight each other instead of fighting for health care for everybody. They want us fighting against each other so that we are not bettering our communities. What we need is to create more pathways to citizenship, not more cruel detentions. What we need is an investment in our communities, not tax breaks for billionaires. And what we need is to see Maximo go home to his family. So for the last few weeks when we come down here and we say free anti-lynch,
illegally, inhumanely, and it's just disgusting. I got the text message that Max was picked up at SeaTac about 7:45 at night from a brother in the International Longshoremen Union. And he says they're doing it again. He was just coming back from being with family. How many of us have just come back from being with family and never got to go home? Right here. It's disgusting. But we have hope. We can get in the streets. We can be active. We can form community where we are at. That is our resistance. Our solidarity, our unity is our resistance.
Oh, jeez.
And as we work together, we can say to free them all. Free them all! 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to invite our next speaker up from Capybara Colectiva. Please welcome Juliana, who is speaking on behalf of Capybara, which is a militant grassroots organization.
I was up closer recording and my phone overheated and shut it down.
Exposing the capitalist imperialist system in the U.S. and their homeland.
Overheated and shut it down.
Exposing the capitalist imperialist system in the U.S. and their homeland. Woohoo! They are part of the International League of People's Struggle, IOPS, which is a global formation of people's organizations and movements that strive to realize the unity, cooperation, and coordination of anti-imperialist and democratic struggles around the world. So please give a warm welcome to Juliana.
Militant greetings, everyone. Capybara is here today to speak as a proud member of the International League of People's Struggles, or IOPS, a global alliance of militant people's organizations fighting against imperialism. IOPS is a home for all working and oppressed people, from factories in the US to classrooms in Indonesia to fields in Kenya. The people are building power and rising up. It's inspiring to see that so many groups are here today to fight the good fight for Max. That's exactly what we need to do in times like this. We are stronger together, not just within one union, but across the world and the whole labor movement. That's why IOPS is waging a people struggle. Our siblings are under attack right now, and the only solution is in the power of the people. I traveled to the Philippines in May and returned to Washington the day before Max was wrongfully detained at SeaTac. I was back at the airport the next day with folks from Tango Migrante, IOPS, and more, demanding for his immediate release. Only for him to be detained right here that same day, where other green card holders like Auntie Michelle and Auntie Lynn have been wrongfully detained and experienced inhumane conditions for months. Shame! Shame! Beyond green card holders, people actively seeking asylum, advocating for their communities, providing for their families, and seeking protection for their human life and rights and liberty are being targeted. After being forced from their homelands, they are forced into detention or even disappeared. Like Max, many people migrate to the U.S. in hopes for a better opportunity, like access to sustainable employment, education, or healthcare. This system of migration is by design. The Philippine government, in collusion with the U.S., has created a system in which exporting labor is the norm, where displacement and migration are the norm, and it continues to line the pockets of capitalists and leads to the neglect of people and poor investments into infrastructure and social development. Shame! Shame! All while the richer get richer and more Filipinos are forced into crushing poverty. And we see this not just in the Philippines, but in so many places across the world, where the U.S. has its grip forcing people to come here as cheap labor. Shame. We see this labor exploitation with Lelo as well, a farm worker union activist who moved here as a child and was detained on March 25th of this year. He doesn't have a hearing until November and was denied bail. Shame. As a union member, he is like many of you here, a hard worker who is advocating for better wages and working conditions. He fought for farm workers all over the country, and he was targeted because of his activism. Why is it okay for companies to exploit workers and migrants, but as soon as workers try to fight back, they are met with so much resistance? Why is advocating for better working conditions a crime? Why is worker solidarity a crime? Shame. Though migrants may be optimistic for better conditions abroad, they are met with violent government neglect and repression when they get to the U.S. They are forced into cages, given raw food, with no access to medical care, while their families are left to fight a system that was created to keep people in detention for profit. The American dream is an empty one. Even those of us who have not migrated recently, we feel this crisis. So many of us are struggling to pay rent, to make ends meet, to save for a brighter future. How many of us had to cut back on necessities from housing to family planning? How many of us have struggled to save for the future? Trump's attacks on social safety nets, combined with massive cuts to Washington's budget and nationwide assaults on unions, are deepening these crises. Meanwhile, migrants are being scapegoated to justify a surge in violent and unjust ICE detentions and deportations. Shame. Shame! The use of migrants as scapegoats is to distract the people from the real reasons we are all suffering from this. Access to healthcare, unemployment, and other fundamental basic human rights are being denied to us right now. It is to distract us to see how much this funding is being disproportionately used for ICE detentions and ongoing militarization and U.S. intervention abroad. This militarization is part of the forced displacement of migrants, causing more instability, violence, and even environmental destruction that causes people to leave their homelands. This is a vicious and malicious cycle where people just like Max leave their homelands to build a life and a family in a foreign place, then to just be violently forced back to a place they may not even know. We all just want the same thing, to be with our families, to be able to have a fulfilling and stable livelihood. This is why we need to stand in solidarity with one another. We need to build a mass movement. Anyone chewed up and spit up by this system has a stake in this movement and in this fight, and we need to come together urgently to fight back. It's amazing to see the power of the labor movement alongside the migrant justice movement. And the more we fight together, the more I hope we can see that we are not actually two separate groups, but we are part of the same movement and the same struggle. Because it's the people of the 1% that are trying to tear us apart. They are the ones that are union busting, kidnapping migrants from our communities, and tearing up our homeland. Which means it's for all of us to come together as a united fight to strike back. An injury to one is an injury to all. Free Max now! Free Max now! Free Max now! Free Max now! Free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana and Capybara Colectiva. Hope everyone is doing okay. I know it's very hot, so make sure to get some water, but we're almost done. Before we go to our final speaker, I have a brief update from a community member from Portland who is actually here to show solidarity to Kuya Max and to two other migrants who are detained right in Northwest Detention Center. So the letter reads, the update reads, for the first time that we know of in Portland, Oregon, ICE has detained two neighbors at immigration court this week. People are also coming to the ICE office for appointments and not coming out. We only know the initials of the neighbors detained at court, OJM and YZLH, both people seeking asylum from Mexico and following the processes they were instructed. They were tricked into ending their case and shipped here to Northwest Detention Center from Portland. Shame. And we know that this kind of thing happens too in the Northwest Detention Center, right? Just a couple days ago, we had folks who were going to their for their ICE checkups as instructed, but then immediately detained. Shame. And so I think what we heard from our comrade from Portland and also from Juliana, and wow, thank you. How did you know? Oh, thank you so much. Is the importance of solidarity, the importance of coming together, united to fight for our community members who are most impacted. And despite our countries of origin, despite our differences, we can also see that we have a lot more in common and a lot more to fight for together. And so I'm very excited to welcome up our next and final speakers, Wade and Josh from the International Coalitions for Human Rights in the Philippines, or ICHRP. ICHRP is a global network of organizations concerned about the human rights situation in the Philippines and committed to campaign for just and lasting peace in the country. It aims to inform the international community about the grave human rights situation in the Philippines today. So please give a warm welcome to ICHRP.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a two-part speech, and we've invited some of our Filipino worker friends from Migrante and other ICHRP member organizations to join us up here to close out. Thank you for staying so long in the sun. I think it's really important for us to stay here and really continue our solidarity past this rally. So thank you for staying out in the sun. Yeah, okay, I'll pass to you, Josh.
An injury to one. An injury to one. My name's Josh. I'm a labor organizer with the Sam VSO Union. It's the union at the Seattle Art Museum. And I'm also a member of the International Coalition for Human Rights in the Philippines, or ICHRP Labor Working Group. So we wanted to talk a little about that slogan, the IWW slogan, an injury to one is an injury to all. And kind of investigate who are we really referring to with that all. So last month, members of ICHRP US visited rural and militarized communities in the Philippines as part of ICHRP's international observer missions of the 2025 midterm elections in the Philippines. These missions exposed severe human rights violations of workers, including workplace beatings and intimidation, forced union disaffiliation, lack of livelihood, and work schedules for some that looked like being on the clock 7 days a week, 12 to 18 hours a day, making as little as $14 per day. Shame. That's about $1.19 per hour. We recognize that that is about the same amount that they were paying the detainees here before it was deemed illegal. So these are the conditions that drive migration to the U.S. as workers attempt to earn a more stable life for their families back home and abroad. However, as we can see, as why we're all gathered here today, with the recent increase in detentions and deportations, there's no stability for migrant workers in the U.S. So when we talk about international solidarity in the labor movement, some workers' eyes glaze over. But this is not because U.S. workers lack empathy for their fellow workers. It's because there's a conscious effort from moneyed interest to ensure a lack of connection and solidarity between working class struggles here and internationally. So we have to ask, why do the wealthy want to foment disunity between the working class internationally? Because we work because when we work to overcome these barriers and build international solidarity, the global working class grows more powerful and united. And those of us in the labor movement know that a united working class is the nightmare for the billionaire oligarchs. American corporations outsource labor to the Philippines to increase profits, taking advantage of the lack of labor and human rights protections. This forces thousands of Filipino workers to leave the Philippines every day. This system, which only serves the wealthy bosses, weakens unions in the U.S. and causes human rights conditions that perpetuate forced migration abroad.
An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all.
An injury to one is an injury to all.
My name's Wade. I'm a rank and file member with Teamsters Local 117 and also do work with the iChurch Labor Group. Just on Wednesday night this week, iChurch hosted a webinar with worker leaders from Nexperia Philippines Workers Union, affiliated with NAFLU KMU. It's an independent labor center in the Philippines. Where recently 1,800 Filipino workers held a 4-day strike demanding fair wage increases and the reinstatement of union leaders who were illegally terminated last December. During the strike, which lasted from March 4th to March 8th, ending in victory on International Working Women's Day, workers faced off with the police. They organized through food and water blockades while standing in their factory. Power cuts and threats to their lives did not stop them from continuing their strike. They were asking for a wage increase of 50 pesos per day. That's about $1 per day increase, US dollars. And despite all this, they persisted and won their demands by holding firm together. On our call on Wednesday, Nexperia Philippines Workers Union President Marianne Castillo told us directly, "No threat can compare to the power of united workers fighting back." We proved that even in a heavily repressive environment, the strike remains a weapon that can shake the ground. Castillo added, and I quote, "What happened at Nexperia is not unique. Mass layoffs, contractualization, job insecurity, red tagging, and state repression, and wage stagnation amidst rising prices. These are the realities facing Filipino workers across industries. But not all workers have unions. Not all have the strength of organization that we've built through decades of struggle. That's why this strike victory matters, not just for Nexperia, but for the entire international working class." She added that because it shows that unions work and that strikes remain effective, that unity is stronger than fear, and when workers stand together, we can win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. In the U.S., we need to continue learning the lessons that organizers in the Philippines and around the world have been learning for decades. As the U.S. adjusts to this era of heightening fascism, gutting of the NLRB, stripping of workers' rights, we must connect with our labor brethren internationally to learn the tools to organize and win against governments that have already regularized violence against its people who are just organizing for a better life. We've rallied here for Llewellyn Dixon, and we will continue to fight until every last detainee in there sees justice. And until this for-profit detention center is a remnant of the past. Thank you for being here. Thank you to IAM for having us on this program. And yes, free them all! 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 Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, we made it to the end, guys. I want to thank so much all of our speakers. My name is Melissa Demian, and it has been an honor to be one of the co-MCs today, along with Brother Richard and Sister Tracy. Give it up, come on. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a proud union here today because I believe something simple but powerful. When working people come together, we can stop fascism in its tracks. Yeah, fascism feeds off fear. It grows when people are isolated, divided, and made to feel powerless. But unions do the opposite. When we organize, we build solidarity, we create community, and we show each other and the bosses that we are not alone. As union members, we don't just fight for better wages and working conditions, we fight for dignity, democracy, and justice in our workplace. Yes. And we know that when we raise our voices together, no authoritarian force can draw us out. IAM is proof that when we organize, we win. And the more power we build within our movement, the more power we have, not just to protect our rights, but to push back against hate, division, and exploitation that fascism depends on. This is more than a labor fight, as you saw today. This is a fight for our future, and it starts with our solidarity right here. So if you're ready to join this fight and you want to organize your workplace, only 10% of workers in Washington State have a union. So if you're ready to form a union, I'm an organizer and I'm here to help you. We are here to help you and stand with you. Please come see us after because we still have work to do. Thank you.
In case you forgot who I am, I'm Richard Howard, Local 695 President. I was asked to speak for the Thurston Lewis Mason County Labor Council because they were not able to make it today. The President, Rochelle Martin, says, "Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. I want to start by saying how truly sorry I am that I can't be there with you in person. But even from a distance, I stand with you fully and without hesitation. The Thurston Lewis Mason County Central Labor Council is proud to stand in unwavering solidarity with the IAM Local 695 as we demand the immediate release of Max from this unlawful detention. We must remember this is not just a moment to speak out, it's a moment to act. As union members and labor leaders, we carry a tremendous responsibility. We are privileged to have a platform, and with the platform comes the duty to raise our collective voice, not just from ourselves while we're at the bargaining table, but to use that voice for all the siblings facing injustice. We're witnessing a disturbing rise in targeted unlawful arrests, especially those aimed at union members, activists, and working people who dare to speak truth to power. Max's arrest is not an isolated incident, and these arrests and attacks are going to continue. We must be prepared. Our movement must be ready, not just for today and for our incarcerated brother Max, but for what's to come. These attacks are not going to stop, and neither can we. We must continue to show up. We must continue to apply pressure. We must demonstrate to the powers that seek to imprison and oppress us that their actions are not being ignored, and we will not just stand idly by while illegal arrests and deportations occur. While people are imprisoned in squalor by in the Northwest Detention Center, we must continue to show up to support not only the individuals impacted, but also their families, their unions, their communities. We need to be purposeful with our actions and intentional with how we spend our time, our money, and our attention. We cannot afford to ignore what's happening. We cannot allow silence to become complicity. We cannot allow our sibling to suffer alone. Now more than ever, it is time to stand up and stand together. Together we resist the creeping forces of fascism and oppression that threaten to take root in our workplaces and our communities. Together we push back. Together we rise and never forget, when we fight, we win. Solidarity forever. Thank you from Rochelle Martin and the Thurston Lewis Mason County Labor Council. Now I'll speak as me. As president of Local 695, a brother with Max and a friend of Max's, thank you all for coming out. I have brothers here from Bellingham. We have somebody from Portland. That's a long way to drive. I live an hour south of here. I thank all of you for showing up, showing solidarity. I thank all of the migrant groups that have showed up and the incredible amount of work that gets put into this. We have a lot more fighting to do, and I appreciate all the solidarity that has been shown to us. So with that, we're good to go. I appreciate you guys. Have a safe trip home. And stand in solidarity with all of you.
If you are in Tanggol Migrante or want to be part of Tanggol Migrante, we're taking a picture at the front. Thank you.
Well, there we go. That is the end of the event. We made it. Well, we didn't. My phone died most of the way through. But there will be a video later, probably tomorrow. I'm going to post the full thing on YouTube. And I'm going to make a video on this app about that YouTube video. So if you want to see that full YouTube video, then you'll have the information for that tomorrow. As for me, I have a 30-minute walk back to the bus and then a 2-hour bus ride home. Have a good night, guys.